Hello, everyone. It's Justin Ryan, and you are watching the second episode of the Spatial Insider. Let's go ahead and jump in first. We've got an update here on the news side. So, visionOS 2.4 Beta 4 is out in the wild for those that jump into the betas early to check out the new things. This one's a little light, candidly. However, I want to give Tom a shout out here on X for sharing that there was an update to StoreKit API. The good news about this being a light update, that means we're getting so very close to the general public release of visionOS 2.4, which brings us Apple Intelligence, the Spatial Gallery, the Guest Nearby feature, and the Vision Pro app for iPhone. So it's a great update. I'm excited for more and more people to check that out. Now let's jump into the latest apps, some new apps for Vision Pro, as well as some cool updates for some of my favorite apps on visionOS. So the very first app that we're going to jump into here is called Frost Loop, and it's ultimately an escape room styled app. I'm not a huge fan of escape rooms, just candidly speaking here. I think they've kind of become like a corporate team building exercise, not usually my favorite. However, this is definitely worth checking out because the immersion is so high. You start to believe that you're actually in this room. I was trying to brace myself on the desk or on the bed after looking underneath it with the flashlight, only to remind myself or realize it's fake. I'm not actually there. And I've got a whole YouTube video on this app as a review if you want to go check that out. But otherwise, the link to the app is in the description below. Click on that one, download it, check it out. I think you'll have a lot of fun. All right, the next one here is called Mindscape. And this is an app from our friends over at the Story app on Vision Pro. And ultimately, they're building a platform to bring us some of the most high quality video footage from across the world. Here we've got, this pianist here playing at the Oculus station in New York City. I've actually been at that exact space. It's a beautiful building. And I'll tell you, when I'm wearing the Vision Pro and I'm looking around, I'm having all of these memories come flooding back to the time that I was there. And they've got a lot of other footage on this one, so I highly recommend that you check that one out. Again, it's called Mindscape. The next app is called Mirage, and this one, it ultimately gives you the ability to change your physical space into some different environments. And then as we look at this, you can actually toggle off your floor, toggle on and off your walls, toggle on and off your ceiling. There's 3 different environments for now. They've got like a heavens one where the clouds come drifting in. They've got a lava lamp set up so you can see it right here. And then the last one is one that ultimately is like rain falling down from the sky. And you could see it just reflecting down on the ground and the droplets hitting the floor. And if you want it to actually hit your physical floor, you just take off that augment and now you can see your floor there on the ground. So it's called Mirage. I'm excited to see how this app evolves here in the near future. Next, let's talk about Lowe's Style Guide. And so many of you know that Lowe's Style Guide has been available for quite some time on Vision Pro, but 2 things I wanted to share about this one. Number one, the app has received a pretty good update. You can change a lot of things inside of the kitchen as well as being able to get up and walk around and check out different materials. So, if I want to look at a different countertop or different appliances or paint colors, I can do all of that. And then the other cool thing about this app is that Lowe's is piloting this in 5 of their stores in Austin, Texas. So customers can put the headset on and visualize what all of these appliances and paint colors and all of these materials would look like in their space. And I just love to see large companies creating experiences for customers. And this gets me pretty darn excited to see what other companies are going to do with the Vision Pro in the near future. I think it's a huge opportunity. And speaking of huge opportunity and being able to visualize things, that brings us to this next app, which is called Stage It. So you can ultimately build your floor plan, put it all together in a model, put the windows in there, the furniture in there, the lighting where you want it to be, and then you could take it out and scale it up to its life-size scale. And then you can walk around inside your actual space. And what I love about what this team is doing is they're thinking through so many different details, like the placement of the sun. So you could actually choose where the sun's at, so the shadows of where the sun is actually going to cast shadows will appear inside of your headset. I love that you can go to where your window would be, take a look out the window to see what your actual view would look like from that window. This allows you to see warehouses. It allows you to see large scale buildings. You could see single floor homes if you wanted to. And they just recently came out with a fly feature where you can fly up around. I did an interview with the team behind this. Daniel, shout out to you. Fascinating interview. I've got that one recorded, and that will be a future Spatial Builders episode. So keep an eye out for that one. But this team is bringing out some really cool things. So check out the app called Stage It. Next, let's take a moment to pause and reflect at all of the cool things that you can watch now on your Vision Pro, some new things to check out. So first, March Madness is here upon us. We're in the middle of March, and for those of you basketball lovers, leveraging the multi-view feature in the Max app, you can actually watch up to 3 college basketball games all at the same time. So that is through the Max app. You can also watch it from the immersive environment of the Game of Thrones. So it adds to the experience for basketball fans. Next, Major League Baseball. The season is about to begin. And so this is a great chance to jump back into the MLB app and check out the game from the ballpark. You can see where the ball is getting hit to, check out all of the different ballparks, the strike zones, and I imagine this app's going to receive some more updates as we get into this new season. All right, next is the Gucci app. They came out with their Fall/Winter 2025 fashion show. And something unique about this one is they've recreated some of the immersive environments to mirror those from the actual fashion show. So you can see as I'm looking around here, it looks just like I'm inside of the fashion show itself. You can tell from my attire, I'm not really a fashionista by any sense of the imagination, but for those of you that really like style, check this one out. Or for those of you just trying to see what some companies are doing, this is another good example. All right, Immersive Bliss is our next app. And for those of you that love comedy or magicians or musicians, this is a great app to check that out and be able to look around you. It's fun to listen to a comedian and look around and see people laughing as they're telling their jokes. You really start to feel like you're in this space. And shout out to the Immersive Bliss team. They're really starting to get some big names into their app and working really hard to have this be a platform for these types of performers. I've also got an interview recorded with Rodrigo, one of the founders of this app. Pretty fascinating interview. That will also be a future Spatial Builders episode. Now, this one here, Metallica. Metallica, the immersive concert experience, is unlike anything else I've ever seen. It is an amazing performance. I've got a whole video on this one. Go check it out. But if you have not watched this, I highly recommend that you jump into it. If you don't have a Vision Pro, I recommend you go to an Apple store and do the demo. All right, as a reminder, a couple new Apple immersive videos are on their way. So we've got the VIP Yankee Stadium experience where you'll get to see before the game, during the game, around the ballpark. It's going to be a really cool experience. And then we've got the Bono film, a full feature film available here at the end of May. One last thing that I'm going to encourage you to watch, and that is episode number 2 of Spatial Builders that features Matt, the creator behind the Vision Pro app's Beautiful Things, as well as Talking Heads. He talks about the inspiration for these apps, their process for building the apps, what it's like creating on Vision Pro, and I think you'll love that interview. So go check that one out. It's available now on YouTube. All right, let's chat a little bit about the news. And so we are hearing a lot of rumors lately that macOS and iOS are going to be receiving some big redesigns that are going to look like visionOS. And I've been hoping for this for about the last 6 months. I've been publicly talking about it online. And I look at things like the Sports app on my iPhone from Apple, the Invites app from Apple, my CarPlay design. So much of it is starting to look like visionOS already, which makes my heart really, really happy because I think visionOS is the most beautiful operating system I've ever tried. And what I'll also say is if spatial computing is the future of computing, that it would make sense for all of computing to start to look more like visionOS. And so this just continues to build into my belief and my confidence that we are just getting started with Vision Pro and with visionOS. I think this change is going to ruffle some feathers. Some people absolutely love how iOS looks, and maybe they won't be such big fans of visionOS, but I am. And I know lots of other people will be too. And sometimes it's just change, but I think people will come around because it is a very beautiful operating system. All right, let's jump into the next piece of news here, and these ones make me pretty excited. So this first one comes from Bloomberg. Mark Gurman basically is saying he's not expecting a new Vision Pro headset in 2025. However, he is saying that he's hearing a lot about visionOS 3.0 and that it will be feature packed. That's got me pretty darn excited. I'm curious if we'll get some new hardware this year. I'm not expecting it, though I would absolutely love it if we do see something like the Apple Vision, maybe not a Pro, but an Apple Vision. That's at a cheaper price. That opens up the floodgates a little bit more for this space. And then we've got this tweet that caught my eye here, or this post on X, I guess is what we call him now. But Robert said that he was chatting with an Apple employee at the GTC conference this week, and they basically said that Apple fans will love WWDC. There's some big things coming. I don't know what it is, but it got me excited for whatever it is. Just wanted to share those ones with you. Again, if you could do me a favor and like this video and subscribe, follow along, that would mean a lot to me because I'm working so hard to try and bring you all of the latest apps, updates, and news for Vision Pro. I want everyone to see the vision. With that, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the next one.